One of the things that I learned after I exited my company, what do I do? How do I do it? Oh, I need a website. Oh, I need brochures. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. The bottom line is that, and Alex Ramosi talks about this, Demerta, just start. Sell, go out and sell something that someone will buy and give you money for. Don't worry about a website. Don't worry about napkins. Don't worry about a flyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just start.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany, and this is Unveiling Journeys. I have an exciting guest for you today. Let me just talk 1 minute about me. I love meeting new people. I love getting to know their story, what they're all about, what they've invented, the amazing things that they're doing for people. Because quite honestly, when you're in the B2B world, or even B2C, you're just that ripple in the pond. You're like making a huge difference. And I love to hear about the way that works for so many different people. And when I meet people, I'm like, let's hang out. Here's like a half hour on my calendar. Let me put yourself on your calendar. And at the end, it goes multiple different directions. It's like, wait, there's people that I know that I want you to know. Can I introduce you? Right. Or if you're thinking, Tiff, I don't meet that many cool people, you could just say, hey, do you know anybody that I need to know? Like you can legitimately ask. And that little tiny snowball turns into a huge avalanche of getting to know more cool people. And that's why the podcast was born. Someone said, you should probably tell the world about all these amazing people. And they're totally right. So we're almost like, I don't know, 160 episodes in. And I have a long list of people that I cannot wait to tell the world about. And this is just the next one up. So I'm excited to introduce you to Tim. We met, of course, through the power of networking. Someone's like, you got to know Tim. And I was like, I'm in. Let's go. And then we got to hang out. And I was like, please come on my show. I want to tell people all about what you're doing. So thank you for coming. Do me a favor, tell everybody a smidge about you and what you're up to right now.
So thank you very much. And I'm super excited to be here. We had such a great conversation. Um, I built a $7 million IT managed services company from the ground up. And I got out of it in 2022. And ever since then, I've just realized I have this world of knowledge in this maybe big old brain or small old brain, that I want to kind of give back to the community and help people grow and scale. And so, my mantra is like, I'll send the elevator back down and help others go through the same challenges that I went through
Yeah.
without hopefully making the same mistakes. And
Oh,
so
that's incredible.
that's my goal and my vision in the back half of my legacy of my career.
I love that. I tell people in like the land of real estate where I come from and seminars and telling people to pay for education. I'm like, listen, you're gonna pay for it. It's gonna be the cost of education to get you there faster, to pay for someone that's already hit the landmines and they show you where to avoid them, or you're gonna pay for the cost of ignorance because you're just gonna take your sweet time to figure it out on your own to get there when you get there. And it's just not a thing nowadays. If you want to get there quickly,
Yep.
smartly, and like not pulling your hair out and getting a bunch of gray hair along the way. You need to hire somebody, an expert that's in your field. And I love that you recognize that you've done so well that you should step out and be able to be that person, like you said, to take the elevator back down to save
Mhm.
those people that need the help on the way back up.
Well, ego is the most expensive line on the P&L or the balance sheet, whatever, wherever you want to put it. It's the most expensive line, and you know that better than I do. And so, if we can help others succeed without the trials and tribulations that we went through, then that's important to me.
I love that. Now you're working on a couple other things. Like you're like growing groups and you're helping so many people. Tell me a smidge more about that because you're doing some really cool stuff that I don't even know like how to even dabble into. But the
Oh,
people who are going to be listening to this are like, oh, I need you. Tell me more. I want to know.
yeah, great question. So I grew up in a small town in Saskatchewan, Canada, which is straight north of North Dakota for all of the American people that are going to watch. um, and I had an entrepreneurial family, and so as I moved out to Vancouver, Canada, and then where I built my company, it became a lifestyle to me, and so I started working for Microsoft at 24 years old, and I got really good at public speaking. And I've had over 20,000 students over the years. And then I started a company, a service-based company, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so now I can tell people what to do. Now I can actually show them what to do in service-based. And so I did that for 22 years, and then I sold my company,
Whoa.
and now I'm back kind of full circle, kind of what we talked about on our original call.
Yeah.
My passion now is really helping people grow and scale. So I do have a lot of hats. I've got a dozen MSPs that I work with between 1 and 10 million. And they
Wait,
all
we have to define that term for the people that don't know
Oh,
that are
sorry.
listening in.
So
Yeah.
IT managed service providers, which are
Yeah.
IT companies that provide services to organizations that need, laptops and procurement and password changes and email and firewalls and stuff and things, right?
Yeah.
And so I built this $7 million a year business, and I kind of want to get back to the full circle moment of I did the services. Now I want to get back to coaching and mentoring. And
Mm.
so what I learned after I got out of my company, I was never smart enough to go to school. So I just start companies is kind of my motto, right? Um, and I was going to get out of IT and do something. I actually was thinking real estate. So oddly enough, we're talking.
Yeah.
um, However, AI showed up in our world and now we're kind of stuck in this thing, right? So I'm kind of now really coaching and mentoring and evolving MSPs between that 1 and 10 million to truly show where the value is from where the way to where they got to and how to get to the next version of the journey that they want to get to.
Hmm.
And so that's my core mission, values, and goals. However, I'm now working with a group out of San Francisco to do mergers and acquisitions, which is an AI L1 strategy. So they're building a platform. So I'm helping them do that. And so I'm doing a lot of stuff in the AI world around the IT managed services space to really just show how to move this thing in the right direction because there's a lot of activity in M&A and there's also a lot of activity to create efficiencies in day-to-day
Mhm.
operations.
I love that. Efficiencies. I was just talking to someone this week, was like, "Gosh, I love AI." And they're like, "Well, why?" I'm like, "I want to human better and I want AI to do my books, right? Like add things up or like look at spreadsheets for me. Like I want to get back to humaning with humans again." So like all about efficiencies for it to
Mhm.
check and reply to my email, like all of that jazz. So being able to ask all the people that are watching over our backs for like cybersecurity and my password and the safety of my computer, I hope that they're using the best tools that they possibly can to be as efficient as possible. I mean, like I'm on board to let them work smarter, not harder.
Right.
My goodness. Tell me more. So you were 22 years at that company. Like, tell me some of your story that I know we glazed over like so fast.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I was working for Microsoft and my business partner, who was a friend of mine, he reached out to me I was 30 years old and he said, "Hey, do you want to start a company?" And I'm like, "Sure." I have no idea how to do that. But let's do it. And so when I wasn't traveling for Microsoft, I would fly into Calgary, Alberta, which is where I lived at the time, and we would start working on this company and or these contracts that we had, and it just kind of snowballed into that. I was never a salesperson. I never knew how to start a company, and so we ended up starting it. And then the reality is I'm a relationship guy. I like to talk. I like to meet people. I like to network is how we met. And it was really cool. And I just got to know some of the right people on our first two customers and it became this conversation and it worked. And so I'm like, "Hey, do you know anybody over there? And do you know any?" And as soon as I had credibility with them and the trust with them,
Yeah.
building that relationship, they were very happy to refer me to other companies that were looking for the same service.
Oh, that's so neat. What has been some of your like pivotal moments? Because going in and doing this, like technology doubles every so many months or years at this point. Like you always have to keep up with the newest everything. You're like always in homework mode, right?
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the biggest moments we had. So for all the Canadian people that are watching out there, my first customer was Hockey Canada, which is the biggest nonprofit sporting organization in the world. And so the pivotal moment was is that we solved a large stored video problem that they had. So they had 300 USB drives full of video,
Yeah.
hockey video. And like we're talking Wayne Gretzky, Sidney Crosby, we're talking the best of the best. Somebody dropped one of those videos. Unfortunately, fortunately, it wasn't a Wayne Gretzky or Sidney Crosby thing. And so my main contact went out for coffee with me one day and he said, "Oh, we lost this video and you'll never get it back. How do we solve that problem so we don't ever do that again?" And so ultimately what I did is by asking the right questions,
Hmm.
understanding the problem, I sold them a $500,000 storage system
Right.
that would put all that data into one location,
Hmm.
right? With multiple backups and redundancy.
Yeah.
And then what I did in the next year, I said, this is great. If the building burns down, what happens? Oh, well, so then I sold them another one and put it in a data center.
Yes.
And so and so back to your question about the pivotal moment, I understood the problem. I wasn't necessarily the right person to design it, but I partnered with the right people to put the program or the solution together, and I sold it all, and then I kept selling it. Like
Hmm.
every year I sold something different around the same thing. And I didn't need to be the storage wizard or the networking individual that does whatever they do. I just needed to know the right people and I need to understand the right problem,
Yeah.
come up with a strategy to solve it.
That makes so much sense because I appreciate your perspective on that because I've talked to people or you hear about other scenarios where it's like, well, let me just give you everything. It's like, well, but I don't need everything. I
Mhm.
need you to solve the problem that I have and let's figure out maybe more beyond that. So I
Right.
appreciate you're just out to solve their problems and kind of assess and make that individualized solution for them, which is amazing. Um, Tell me more about, like, the company that you have right now. I mean, you're doing, like, a lot of work for all these people, but luckily it's remote, right? You don't have to fly out or build servers anymore?
Yeah, no, I was never really technical. Like I was technical at 1,000 foot level, but I was more business and relationships. And so where I'm at now with 25 years experience, like you know this just as well as I do, like you can't trade real world experience for a book. I mean, books help, don't get me wrong, and I read them all the
Yeah.
time. But the reality is like with 25 years experience, I had a CEO that passed away that couldn't get insurance, had to deal with that. I had shareholders that left that I had to deal with that. And so what I'm trying to do and where I'm at in my journey at 50, almost two next week, don't tell anybody. Um,
Between us.
I want, but I want to, again, I want to just send the elevator back down because you can't, you can't make up that story about your CEO that passed away with 18% shares. And
Mm.
how did you deal with it? Right. And so my goal is to give back to the community. It's not about sales and marketing. It's not about operations. It's about the challenges and tribulations of how we actually build a real world business, do it successfully without maybe the minimizing the landmines that are out there. And so I'm really just focused on helping those MSPs between 1 and 10 million. I'm also deep into the M&A activity to make sure that the MSPs that come into the platform fit the culture, the need, the integration, and the stuff and the things that we need to do to make sure that's successful. And the only way you can do that is to live it.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. It's like, in theory, reading a book versus, like,
Yeah.
actually in practice. There's things, like, you can't even describe and explain 100%. Now, all the stuff that you're doing right now still requires, like, your time and your effort. Like, are you ever gonna retire? What, I mean, I know you love it, but why do you keep showing up? Why do you keep caring?
Well, and that's a good question. Am I going to retire? You know what? I like working. I get up at 5 in the morning. I go to the gym. My dad's 78 years old. He still works. He doesn't need to work. But if I don't work, if I don't give back to the community, then I feel like I'm doing a disservice. And so if you can help, the more people that you can help, the better your world becomes is the kind of the way I look at it. Right. I talked to a group today out of the UK. He's 19 years old, got a great idea, gave him a whole bunch of information or tidbits of a bunch of information. But the point of it is like, why would I not share what I've learned? Why would you not share what you learned? Why would Tony Robbins does it all day long? Now he
Mm.
makes billions of dollars, fair enough. But the point of it is like, again, send the elevator back down to help the other groups and people and things that are like we can get there so much more faster if people just step up and give back to the community
Mhm.
and help others grow and scale.
Oh, yeah. And it's a little bit of how I like to think. Some of the content I even try to put out, like, on YouTube is like, I just wanna tell someone. I need to share this,
Yeah.
and the people that are gonna do business with you are the same quantity of people
Mhm.
the Alex Hormozy way, but
Yeah.
if I just tell everybody everything that I know, at least I've got it out there, and I feel like I've given it out, and still
Mhm.
gonna be same people that need your help.
Well, and it's interesting you said Alex Ramosi because I listen to him on my walks every day with and Dan Martell, Alex Ramosi, Tony Robbins. These guys are like, here it is. Here's everything
Yeah.
I learned. Like implementation or information without implementation is just noise. We can give away a whole playbook to build $1 million company. If you can't figure out how to implement it, it's just noise.
Yeah.
Right. And so give.
Mhm.
And ultimately, someone's going to go, I really love what Tiffany does. I really love what Tim does. I need to talk to them because I'm trying to figure it out and I can't figure it out.
Mhm. I love that. Yep. I feel the same. And now it's wildly different, obviously, in what it is you're doing versus what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because
But
I mean, I feel your information's like far more valuable. I'm like, anybody could flip a house if you just go look online. There's a few YouTube videos about
no, they
it.
can't. Not at all.
A little bit of juggling, but
No.
well, it sounds like people that are in your genre, they probably need to hang out with you. They probably need to get to know you, follow everything that kind of what it is you're doing. Where is your favorite way for people to come find you?
That's a great question. So let me move here. I'm actually launching a workshop on Monday, and I'll share it with you in the community. So the biggest value and struggle that I see in the community of IT managed service providers is they don't know how to operationally or operational maturity grow or
Mm,
grow in that direction. So I'm launching a workshop for MSPs to kind of understand where they are, where they need to go, and then where AI fits in that model. And it gives you the whole point of the workshop is that you bring in your own data. So if I'm an MSP, I bring it in and I can punch it into my system that I'm going to produce and it'll give them a report back. And so the big thing I'm working on right now by the end of June, June 26th, is going to be the workshop. But you can find me on LinkedIn, Tim Thomson under Cyber Trends. I'm also all over Instagram, Tim S. Thompson. And, or you can reach out to Tiffany and find me any way you want. So
right? We have all the social media links and everything in the show notes. So
yeah.
if you guys are like, I can't find this, just let me know and I'll get you with Tim. So that way you can reach out to him. Well, I know you said you're launching this thing, but what else is on the horizon that's coming up for you too?
Good question. So, Joe, there's this AI tool that I'm working with called Run Theo. And now I'm an equity, so I'm an operating partner of that out of San Francisco. They've raised a bunch of money. And so that's one of my biggest initiatives around that. Um, and really, realistically, I'm just trying to again give back to the community between the Theo, the workshops, the M&A activity. I just have I have this, at least I think it's a big old brain of information that I want to share with the world. And so I'm happy to do 30-minute calls. I'm happy to do workshops. I'm happy to do boot camps. Um, as my legacy starts to unwind here, I want to make sure that I can give back to the community as best I can.
I love that. That's incredible. Um, well, usually one of the last few questions I have is like, what are your favorite golden nuggets, like your little bits of wisdom that you want to leave everybody with?
One of the things that I learned after I exited my company, what do I do? How do I do it? Oh, I need a website. Oh, I need brochures. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. The bottom line is that, and Alex Ramosi talks about this, Damerta, just start. Sell, go out and sell something that someone will buy and give you money for. Don't worry about a website. Don't worry about napkins. Don't worry about a flyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just start. And
Mm,
I'll tell you right now, when I learned that from Dan Martell 28 months ago now, because I'm keeping track, it changed my life. I went all in. I went pro. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea. Not that I didn't know, I had no idea how to build a coaching program. I
Mm.
knew I had the knowledge and I just started and I just went all in and I ran it through people, got a feedback loop. So whatever you're thinking about doing, whether it's in IT, whether it's in AI, it doesn't matter. Just start.
Hmm. That's great advice. I second your advice so much because, like, you could waste weeks on picking out a logo and
Yeah.
filling up a website or uh, I have a couple different things that I do in real estate, and there are people who are far more successful than me. They still don't have a website. So,
Yep.
like, just getting started, go do what you're gonna go do. I appreciate your like perspective on that. It's so important. I am so grateful for your time, for us being able to reconnect and for you to come on my show and for me to be able to tell everybody about you. I encourage you guys to go friend Tim on LinkedIn and follow all the stuff that he's posting and check out his event that he's doing. Now, this is the middle of 2026. So, this is just the beginning of more stuff that he's going to keep putting out
Right.
because, like me, like him, we don't really plan on retiring. We're just going to keep working because we enjoy giving back to so many people. So, keep tabs on us. And then I look forward to seeing you guys on future episodes. Thank you so much for coming and reach out to Tim for me. All right. Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
very much, everybody.